I'm Geoff Foot. I farm Nelson's Plains with my wife Libby. We've been here all of our life, probably around the 4th generation now. We run Black Angus cattle, about 220 breeders, and we make hay for the cattle to get them through winter and that if it's a bit hard. We've just been hit with a pretty big flood back in April, which would be one of our biggest floods I can remember, and the water come pretty quick. So we're very lucky that we had a supply of hay on hand that we can feed our cattle and not have to chase after hay. We maintain all of our fences, but we like to keep our fences running up and down to the paddock, so if the cattle have to walk to the hill, they can get back to the hill themselves or to the levee bank. I don't like the fences going across the middle of the farm. It sort of blocks them from getting out. It's a lot easier for them to be able to walk back up if they have to themselves, if you're a little bit late getting there. We're on the Williams River property, and it has a huge long flat area which gets all covered in water when it comes over the levee bank. We've put a road in, we've cleaned the drains out and used a lot of the fill from the drains to make a road, so it keeps the cattle about 1 metre out of the water, which they can walk up and down the fence line and follow the road up, and not caught in fences that are going across the property and having to bring them out sideways and around. The water comes in pretty quick. It could be up to 2 metres deep within, a day and a half. So, but with the road, the cows follow, head to the high ground, and the system works pretty good. We bring the cattle up from the floodplains through the gates here onto the hill. We hold them here probably for a fortnight while the water's up, or if the water doesn't come real deep, we can let them back out again next day. But if it stays up, they'll be on here for a fortnight. We feed them hay up on the hill, keep them full, and problem is they walk around a fair bit when they're locked in on a hill paddock and put a lot of hoof marks. So when the cows eventually go back to the flood plains, we'll run the harrows and throw some rye and oats on the paddock. So it levels out all the hoof marks and gets the ground ready again for the next time. We're on the property called Osterley at the moment. This is the property we bring the cattle from Swan Reach back to here that we have to truck out. The herd that is normally here are locked in on one side of the property, and the herd that we bring back are locked in here. They have the concrete strip to be fed their hay on, plus they're fenced in on about 8 acres. They can't get down into the water. We keep a supply of hay on this property for the cattle at all times. 2 to 3 round bales a day keeps them going for that fortnight, and then we reload them when the flood's moved on and run them back to Swan Reach. We try to maintain all of our roads to the stockyards, and the stockyards in good condition to be able to move the cattle quick. So it's a matter of having your trailers and truck ready to go at all times. It makes it so much easier getting the cattle out, especially if it's getting dark in the evening when you decide to do it. Even with a cattle truck, it's hard for the cattle carriers to get to you. Everyone else is wanting them at the same time. It's important too, if you're buying a property or anything, to know where the flood levels will be or where the water's going to be your deepest. No good leaving your cattle locked in a paddock that might go under. You need to be able to move them to a high ground. Flood waters move different. Every flood will be different to the last flood. Some will be deeper in spots where they were shallow before, but understanding where the water mainly comes from is a pretty important thing. But it's most important to watch the river heights, the volume of water coming down, and be ready to go. No good leaving it too late. But maintain all your equipment, and it makes a hell of a difference at the end of the day to get through.